baby. What is up, YouTube? Dabstroyero here with yet another episode of Thrifting Throwdown, episode number 20 to be specific. Super hyped to be 20 episodes into the series all about thrifting games out at yard sales, flea markets, thrift stores, you name it, trying to find the absolute best deals on video games, spend like $1 or $2 per video game if I can, and add them to my collection. So yeah, super hyped to be on episode number 20 of this series. Thank you so much for joining me on the latest Thrifting Throwdown episode. And this is going to be a bit of a weird one because it snowed. And I don't know what your experience has been thrifting in the snow, but my experience, there's not a lot of thrifting to be had. If the stores are even open, you know, you're not going to be finding fully stocked shelves and all of that. But I've got the time, I've got the energy, and I've got the urge to thrift, especially if it means finding something cool for my collection. And speaking of my collection, here's where things stand after the last episode of Thrifting Throwdown. Guys, I cannot believe how close I'm getting to 1,000 games in my collection. This is ridiculous. This show has doubled or tripled my collection. It's absolutely wild. I have a feeling at this pace, we are like 1 or 2 episodes away, knock on wood, from hitting 1,000, and I would love to have you along for that ride. Before we jump into the thrifting, though, I do want to remind you, you can follow me on social media at Dabstroyero on pretty much all of the different social media sites. And lastly, if you enjoy these videos, please be sure to hit the like button. That lets people know that, you know, you enjoyed the video and it's worth watching. But most importantly, hit that subscribe button. I'm getting really close to 200 subscribers, and it would be awesome for you to be one of the first 200 subscribers to my channel, and I'd really appreciate it if you join me. Again, be one of my little Dabamaniacs out here. Join me on my Thrifting Throwdown journeys as a subscriber. And lastly, leave a comment down below because I love chatting with you guys. Some of you have had some really interesting and funny comments, and hey, I'm here for it. So throw a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of the video. Let me know if you've had any good thrifting experiences lately of your own. Whatever you want to do, throw it in the comments down below. Also, a quick reminder, at the end of the video, I do always show my best thrifts of the day. Whatever the most profitable thrifts are, no matter what I pick up, I share those with you so you can see where I really made a profit, or, you know, picked up something super cheap that would have been extra expensive had I picked it up at retail. Because that's the name of the game here. We're trying to pick up these games so cheap compared to what we'd be paying retail prices, which would be, you know, astronomical at this point given the market. That said, that just about wraps up the intro here, so let's throw on our snowshoes and get ready for some snowy video game thrifting. Oh yeah!
So the problem here, all these are marked at $5 each. I have no idea if any of these are worth more than $5, but I also don't like to spend more than $5. So this one says it's Blockbuster exclusive. That's kind of interesting. So I think I'm going to try to grab this. And I don't know. This Christmas one seems kind of interesting. Also says it's a Blockbuster exclusive. So yeah, maybe I'll grab these two. What do you guys think? How old that camera is. Oh, look, we got some more games. Wonder if this is also going to be $10. No, only $5. Wow. Too bad it's another Madden sports title. Alright. Yeah, so these were priced. These had no price on it, so I wanted to see what these were being priced at.
If they are PlayStation, these are all games.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a minute.
Sure.
The regular DVDs are $3, open boxes, but I'm not sure about the games.
So the games might also be $3. You got to check.
Yeah, but games are usually a little more expensive.
All right, leaving that thrift store, antique mall, flea market, whatever you want to call it. My first time there, I was not super impressed with the prices. Most of the games were individually priced at $10 or more. As you know, I'm looking to be around the $2 to $3 range, so I did end up picking up about 9 games, ended up spending $30 on them. I think that's right around $3 each, which is, pretty reasonable, so I'm pleased with that. But yeah, let's go see what else we can find on this snowy day.
is how long is every box? Put it in there. Media for it. Yeah. Media plastic. Is that all of them? Yeah, that's heavy shit. Yeah, somebody wasn't there. Yeah, I'm not worried about the lid, but then just, I mean, I don't want to cut the top off one of these. You're looking here.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going through all these DVDs. They'll fall all over me. Shit. These are literally the first Dreamcast games I've seen while out thrifting. Veronica, wow. All right, just got out to the car. What a weird thrifting trip. I've never thrifted in the snow like that before. I've never dug for games outdoors while there's snow covering half the tables. That was definitely a new experience for me. As you saw, I pulled out a bunch of games, including some cases for some SEGA games. I saw some Dreamcast games inside. What a weird mix, eclectic mix. But the problem is almost none of the games were in their cases, so they were all empty cases. Compounding that problem, the guy didn't want to part with the game cases. I brought him a stack of 7 empty game cases and he wanted $20 for them. That is absolutely ridiculous pricing. I walked up with 2 out of the 3 being extremely faded and busted Genesis cases. I get wanting to piece them back together and get a complete set, but the condition was awful on those, and he seriously did not want to part with them. He didn't want to make any kind of a deal. He wanted $5 a piece, so definitely more than I wanted to spend, but I didn't want to walk away empty-handed after I spent so long digging through all those freaking games. But I'm going to go see if I can have some better luck somewhere else, because that really left a bad taste in my mouth. Like, how are you going to have a thrift stop, flea market, where people are digging around in the snow, and then you're going to charge them retail prices for it? Yeah, guy's ridiculous. So he also had that whole stack of Genesis cases where he was like, I didn't record it, but he said he wasn't going to sell them because he wanted to piece them back together. It's like, dude, why do you have them out then? Why are they there for me to see and like gawk at? Again, empty cases. He didn't want to part with them for a reasonable price, so we got to move on. All right, so that thrift shop did not really have what I was looking for. I didn't see a single game in there. I did see a few anime DVDs that were sealed, and I was like, okay, maybe I could grab those and flip them. But I looked them up, and they weren't really worth much more than they were going to ask for them, so I left them behind. A little bit of a bust, kind of what I expected. You know, winter thrifting is not the prime season, but I'm going to go out and see what else I can find today. So, yeah, let's hit the road again.
I'm not doing anything on board anyway. They were laser discs. I never even heard of them until they just came in. It's before I got DVDs. Yeah. It's actually like a CD format, but on large discs. Yeah. The players are, you can come by them. The problem is most of them are
Got to do a quick scan here for the NTSC label to see if there's any games mixed in. Nothing's jumping out at me. What do you see? I'm not seeing any. All right, our day of wintry thrifting continues. I picked up 2 Wii games at that place. Last time I was there, I had a huge score of video games, like 20 games or something, I think, like that. Definitely didn't have the same sort of quality or quantity today, but I think I picked up at least 1 good game here. So I'm interested to get home and take a look at it, but I think I'm gonna go to 1 or 2 more thrift stores real quick. So let's see how we do.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of them.
All right, had a little bit more success in Goodwill. Picked up a few different titles. They were all, what was this, $2.99? Yep, $2.99 each for these. So, yeah, not bad, not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, 15 bucks, 16 bucks, something like that, I think I spent. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna do one more stop and then head home. So, let's do it. All right, I came back over here. They gave me this slip. Some things are on sale, so I'm gonna look through these again. All right, I almost didn't stop here, and I still managed to have some success. 6 freaking games for $7. Can you believe it? Just over $1 a game. They had a big sale, 75% anything. 75% off anything with a green sticker. They had a bunch of green sticker games, so I cleaned up. Even if they're duplicates, I've still got some cases I can use. So, hey, sounds good to me. Let's get home and see what our haul was for today. I'm pretty excited. made it back to home base on this snowy, wet, gross kind of day out there. We did have some thrifting success, so let's take a look at what we picked up today. Up first, we've got some PS3 titles. Resident Evil 5 is the first one. Hard to believe they've made so many Resident Evil titles. I remember when that game first came out and was terrifying crap out of us as kids, but hey, keep making them as long as they're good. We've also got Trivial Pursuit, which is unfortunately missing the cable, but definitely one of those classic board games. A lot of people enjoy Trivial Pursuit or, trivia style games. So this always gets a little bit of play around the, around the campfire when you've got friends over and stuff like that. So definitely don't mind picking that up for my collection. And then we've got this PlayStation Move title, Start the Party. Not necessarily one that, I would probably play in my free time. These sort of gimmicky games where you're like waving at the screen trying to get something to happen aren't necessarily for me, but it's still nice to add something to my collection that I didn't see up until today. Otherwise I would have picked it up. So there you go, first 3 pickups of the day. We've got some more PS3 titles: Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, Call of Duty World at War. What can you say about Call of Duty titles? They're ubiquitous at this point, but they were at a good enough price. I didn't have them in my collection, so I grabbed them. Technically I do have this one, the greatest hits version, but I didn't have the original version, and now I do. And our last 2 pickups for the PS3, God of War 3, which when I first picked this up, I actually thought it was God of War 1, and then I realized it was God of War 3, but either way, I don't have any of the God of War games, so, it works for me. And then we've got Turok, which is actually sealed, and it does have a Y seal, but it doesn't have any, taped edges here indicating that this is a sealed game, so I'm pretty sure this is a resealed game. The other dead giveaway, and I didn't notice this in the store, but they punched a hole in the UPC. No idea who did that. I don't know if it was a previous owner. I don't know if it was a store. I don't know if it was the store I bought it from, but kind of weird. But yeah, so Turok now in the collection, missing like 1% of the cover art for some reason, but yeah, there you go. Next, I've got some PS2 titles, and I also want to remind you, at the end of this video, I do show my best thrifts of the day, my most profitable thrifts of the day. I always forget to remind you guys, but stick around because one of these titles might be the best thrift of the day. But seriously, Army Men, Sarge's Heroes 2. This is cool. I don't have any Army Men games in my collection right now, which is kind of sad because I feel like when I was a kid, I had so many of these games. Where the heck did they all go? They're lost, just like my original Army Men toys. The boys are back and ready to do battle. I'm right there with you, boys. I'll be playing this title soon, I can imagine. We also have Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights Greatest Hits Edition. Really interesting title, so freaking clean. They had this marked for $3.50. There's like not a blemish on this thing. And then I'm pretty sure it was also discounted on top of that. I can't remember exactly. I'll try to put the totals and the prices somewhere in this video, but yeah, what a good find. Looney Tunes Acme Arsenal, another interesting pickup. Another one of those like interesting games that has like these intellectual properties. I don't know if Looney Tunes was that popular when this came out, but they still managed to get a game out of this like 100-year-old animated property at this point. Up next, we've got some Xbox original titles. These are all sports titles, so I'm going to go through them pretty quickly. Actually, I picked these all up, these Madden titles here. Well, not these 2, but these 3 Madden titles. I picked them all up super cheap because they were marked $3.50, but they were 75% off. You seriously can't even get the cases for that price. So yeah, I picked them up. Turns out I don't even have them in my collection, so I just added a whole bunch of Madden titles. And then I've also got these 2 titles, which are Blockbuster quote-unquote exclusive titles. I've never seen these before. I didn't think they were necessarily rare when I saw them, but because I've never seen them, because I've never been to that particular flea market before, I was like, meh, I'll pull the trigger on these and grab these 2. Probably paid a little bit more than I should have on these, which is going to skew my total prices up for this video, but I got such a good deal on everything else that it sort of all comes out in the wash. But yeah, nothing really special about these. I don't even think these are necessarily full titles. These almost remind me a little bit of like those Burger King titles where you're probably getting like an hour of gameplay. So nothing super special on these, but hey, stuff this in your stocking, stupid. Oh yeah, that's that late 90s humor we miss. 9 more holes with a woman sticking her butt out as far as possible. And this guy with the reddest eyes I've ever seen. What were you doing, buddy? What were you doing? Jumping into the Wii games, we've got 3 different dance games because they made so many freaking dance games for some reason. Like, who likes dancing that much that they would buy this many dance video games? Aside from me, apparently, because I'm out here buying them all. But Just Dance Kids. Look how cool that kid is with that cool, you know, pose. We've got Walk Like an Egyptian. Some kind of gang signs. This kid looks lost and confused. Someone should call their parent. Okay, I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, they really paid some child actors $1 an hour to like make the goofiest looking poses ever. Tell me what that process was like. Did they say like, hey, just pretend you're like the coolest kid you know? And like the first thing you thought of was like gang sign, crouch, and sort of like look confused and uncomfortable. But yeah, anyway, I digress. We've also got Boogie, which like, what even is this guy? For a second, I was like, he looks like that guy from the Toe Jam and Earl game. Also, I'm gonna sound like an idiot. That guy. It's either Toe Jam or Earl, and I sort of can't remember off the top of my head. I think it's Earl. 99% it's Earl, so please don't lambaste me for that one. But is that who it is? I don't really know. But anyway, I'm gonna put a picture up in this video. I might be completely wrong and making myself look like a fool right now, but I'm standing by it. And then, of course, Dance Dance Revolution Hottest Party. You know it's the hottest party because Karma Chameleon's on the track list. Wouldn't be a hot party without it. 2 more Wii games. Guitar Hero Aerosmith, which I do have for another console already. This actually has some value to it, which was surprising to me. And then we've got this House of the Dead 2 and 3 Return, which looks super freaking cool. It's like a shooter of some kind. I think it's an on-rail shooter pretty much for like killing zombies and stuff. Super cool, has some value. But check this out. The wrong freaking game is in the case. And I didn't know this when I picked it up at the store. But the interesting thing is Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi. Tell me how my pronunciation is there. This game actually has some value too. So I've got a case and a booklet for a game that has some value. I've got the game but no case and a booklet for a game that has some value. So I'm holding on to both. I'll probably, hopefully, maybe wishfully thinking get a completed set of both at some point. So I mean, there could still be some good value here if I can get the, you know, the missing components. So fingers crossed on that one. We'll see how we do. We are in the home stretch now, moving on to the only Xbox 360 pickup of the day. Brutal Legend in the wrong case, missing the manual. So I'm going to have to swap this into an Xbox 360 case and find the manual for it. But this obviously is the Jack Black video game. There you can see Jack Black stars as epic hero Eddie Riggs. That's some basic ass shit there. But yeah, you can tell it looks exactly like Jack Black. Nothing narcissistic about that at all. I don't know what I'm saying here, but I've never played this. Have you checked this out? I mean, it could be interesting. Looks like you're smashing through hordes of monsters and stuff. Cameos from Ozzy Osbourne and whatnot. Could be interesting. I don't know. I'll probably check it out at some point. 3 to go. Counting down here, we've got our only GameCube pickup of the day. We'll try that again. All-Star Baseball 2002. I have not picked up many GameCube games, and in fact, I don't see them very often. So, of course, if I see a GameCube game, I want to get it. This one was marked at $3, which slightly more than I want to pay. Probably right around what it's worth. So, not really a steal on this one, but I am adding a new game to my collection. Plus, it's got, even though it's missing the manual, it does have the GameCube case, which is always nice. 2 to go here. We've got Scribblenauts Unlimited, a Wii U pickup, which is another system that I don't often pick up games for. And the other interesting thing, I don't have a Wii U, so I can't actually play this game even if I wanted to. So I'm going to have to keep my eyes open for a Wii U out while I'm thrifting and just hope I get lucky and find one somewhere. So there you go, Wii U. Got at least one Wii U title. And the very last thing I picked up, this freaking Risk box. It has the manual in it. It doesn't have the game. Y'all, you heard my story already. I wanted to buy a bunch of those empty cases. The guy didn't want to work with me on the price all that much, so I did end up paying $5 for this one case, which pretty much is what it's worth. I don't think it has much more value than that. The reason I picked this up, I think I can find the game for this pretty cheaply somewhere and hopefully get a complete Genesis game. And it's been so long since I've added a new Genesis game that I really wanted to take the low-hanging fruit on this one. So yeah, there it is. That was the final pickup of the day. So here's our pile. As you can see, we had an okay day. I mean, we were out picking in the snow in the middle of winter for these games. you really can't have high expectations. If I didn't find any games today, I mean, that would have been a completely reasonable outcome, because some days you just aren't going to have luck. But I still managed to turn over some rocks, flip over some logs, and find some games out in the wild today, out in the snow, out in this winter weather. I mean, as you saw, I was literally digging through the snow at one point. So yeah, I'm still going to call today a success. And I think the other really interesting thing, if you take a look here, I've actually picked up games from 8 different consoles today. We've got PlayStation 2, Xbox, Wii, Xbox 360, GameCube, Wii U, Genesis, PlayStation 3. We've picked up so many different games for so many different consoles, and I think that's cool as heck. That is a great way to build a collection. And speaking of my collection, perfect segue, here's where things stand after today's Thrifting Throwdown. I've added a bunch of games to my collection. As I keep saying, I'm getting so freaking close to 1,000 games, and I'm so excited to see what that 1,000th game is going to be. I can only imagine. Let me know in the comments what you think it's going to be if you have any suggestions or ideas. Maybe it's going to be a copy of Wii Fit. We'll see. You never know. And it's at this point where I like to remind you that you can follow me on social media at Dabstroyero. I post things I see while I'm out thrifting. Sometimes I post memes. You know, just something to check out if you feel like it. It's up to you. It's okay, sweetie. And the very last thing I want to share with you today. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. It not only lets me know that you enjoyed the video, but it helps others see that this is a video that they might enjoy as well. Upvoted videos, videos with comments, these are the things people look for when they're looking for new content. So the more you interact with these videos, like them, comment, all that good stuff, the more other people see them, and we sort of build this little community of thrifting here together, and it's sort of, you know, a fun little thing we can do as a family. That said, I love the comments you guys leave down below. Thank you so much for all the thoughtful comments I've been getting. Thank you for letting me know what you've been finding out on the thrifting trail or what your experiences are. It's really interesting just to hear, you know, some feedback from some other people who are passionate about the same things that I am. Video games and picking them up super cheaply. Who would have thought? Lots of people share that hobby. That said, I think it's time to wrap up this video. I need to get warmed up after this day of thrifting in the snow. So I'm going to leave you with the best thrifts of the day. Thank you once more for watching, and tell you to have a good one. See you next time.